Well, hey everybody, I'm back making another video about baseball cards. Last November I sent in a batch of 20-some plus cards to PSA to get graded, and I plan to make a reveal video once I get them back. The problem is it's been 7 months, I still haven't gotten them back. So anyway, I've been thinking about what are the next set of cards I would send in to be graded. And I've got a countdown here. I got 25 of the top cards that I would send in. Probably not going to ever send them in because PSA is so backed up. There's like a year turnaround now, and they raise their prices. And so anyway, if I were to send in a batch to PSA to get graded, these are the top 25 cards I would pick. Number 25. This is a 1986 Topps Pete Rose. This is not the regular Pete Rose. I got this on the box of a 1986 Topps cards pack, the box. You have to cut it out by hand. Luckily, I had a paper cutter at the time, so I cut it straight. But this one is a complete risk. It's so rare that if you get a 10, it would be very valuable, but who knows if it's going to be a 10, really. I tend to like to get rare cards graded. It's definitely a risk, though. If it's a PSA 9, it goes for $170. There are no PSA 10s yet. That's number 25. Number 24. 1991 Topps traded Jack Morris. This is a rare card. They got this on the traded set after the Twins won the 1991 World Series, and Jack was the MVP of that series. So it is a valuable card. It's got a low population and a high value right now. I think it has a good shot at being a 10. And I kept it in protectors, sleeve protectors and everything ever since I got it. So it could be a high grade card. Current value for a PSA 10 right now, $125. Number 23, 1975 Tommy Harper. I got this in with a group of 75 cards. He's not a star. Some of those were stars, but this one I think is the best condition card. The sharpest edges, it's centered and everything. I think this has the best shot of being a 10. My curiosity of wondering if this is a 10 may tip the scales in this card's favor. Tommy Harper was not a major star, but he had a long career in the majors. He batted around 260. Looking at eBay, you can't find a 75 card with a PSA 10 for under $100. So it would pay off if this is a 10. But if it's not a 10, not such a good move. Most recent price for a PSA 10, this card in a PSA 10 is $400. Number 20. 1977 Topps Boog Powell. Famously known as the Boog person on Cheers. This one I recently got when I bought a couple of two unopened wax packs from 1977 on eBay. Total cost of the 2 packs was $75, and the cards were pretty much all commons, except for Boog, who would be a minor star. Luckily, the card is well centered and condition is mint. If this were a 10, it'd be worth about $135, which would justify buying the packs. Number 21. Actually, it's 2 cards. 1993 Topps Derek Jeter future or draft pick, future star, whatever you want to call it. I got these when I was collecting the 1993 sets. I actually got 4 of them. 2 of them were sent to PSA already, so they're there now getting graded. So it kind of depends on what those get as a grade. If they come back as 10s, then I would send these. If they don't come back as 10s, I might just keep these and try to sell them or some on eBay or something. I don't know. But if these were 10s, they go for about $743. If they're 9s, they drop down to about $84. There you go. Number 21. Number 20. 2001 Topps Cal Ripken Jr. Picking this one to be graded would be solely for the value of the card. I have a Cal Ripken collection, and this is my only card of this year. So I got this complete 2001 set of cards when my interest in collecting peaked again after I met Torii Hunter in person and the Twins had a decent season. I pretty much kept the cards in the box and didn't touch them for 20 years, so there's a good chance of it being a PSA 10. PSA 10 value of this card is $700, with the most recent price being $1,950 for this at 10. No other reason but for the value of it. Number 19. 1975 Topps Dave Winfield. This would be his second year card, not his rookie card. I got this one on eBay when I bought 3 cards for $6. The 3 cards were this one, Rod Carew, and Bob Gibson, all in 1975. This one is in really good condition, and it's a Minnesota native and Hall of Famer Dave Winfield. This would be his second year card, as I said. I have his rookie card, but this one is in much better condition. In my assessment, I estimated this as a PSA 8, which is accurate, but that puts the value at only $50. If it's possibly a 9, that the value jumps up to $330. That's number 19, Dave Winfield. Number 18, actually 2 cards. Number 18, both Fernando Valenzuela's. So back in 1981 and 82, I bought Fleer and Donruss sets with my paper out money. Those were a couple of new baseball cards makers back then. I'm curious of what my Fleer cards would grade as, and this is probably the most valuable to send in. And the Topps is a very good card too. I have 5 of these. This one is perfectly centered and sharp and could possibly grade a 10, albeit unlikely. This set of PSA 10 goes for $365. This set of PSA 9 goes for $155. There are no 10s out there right now. Number 17. Pete Rose 1972 Topps. I have 2 72 Roses. I bought them on eBay. I would grade the one in better condition, which is this one. I paid $35 for this one. And I estimated it's a PSA 7, which is worth $129.63. I still have another one for my Rose collection, and I would look to sell this one for profit. The risk is if it comes back a 6 or lower, then it's not as valuable. But even a 6 would be worth $60. So it'd be good to wait and see what my current cards come back graded as before I send this one off. See if it compares to the 7s or whatever you get graded. See what those look like. That is number 17. Now, number 16, 1982 Topps traded Ozzie Smith. I got this card in a traded set that I bought with my paper out money. I bought the set because my favorite twin, Butch Weiniger, got traded to the Yankees that year, and I wanted his traded card. Also, Ken Hrbek was in that set, and it turns out that a guy named Cal Ripken Jr. was in that set, along with other stars like Chili Davis, Reggie Jackson, and some others. I know that Ozzie Smith cards are high in value. On the rookie card, I have a rookie card, but it's not centered, so I wouldn't want to send that one. So this one is the one that I picked. If it's a 10, it could go for $331. If it's a 9, about $50. If it's an 8, drops to $20. That's number 16. Moving on to number 15. 1975 Topps Johnny Bench. I got this card on eBay for about $12, which is a great deal considering for what most benches go for. Johnny Bench is a legend, and his cards are in high demand with collectors. This 75 bench is in really good condition, and I think it will grade well. If I can get a PSA 8, it'd be worth $110. A PSA 7 drops to $41. But I paid $12 for it. Come on. That's number 15, Johnny Bench. Number 4, 1984 Topps Don Mattingly. I got this card when I bought the complete set of 1984 Topps. I didn't collect them in 1984, and I didn't collect 84 or 85 Topps. I don't really have a big collection of Mattingly, so it would be good to send this one off because I wouldn't be breaking up my collection. This PSA 10 value is astronomical, but other grades are not that high. I've examined this card, and it's in excellent shape, but it may be off-center a little bit from top to bottom. This card has a high population, so a 10 is not likely, but if it did get a PSA 10, it's worth about $850. If it's 9, it drops to $100. That's number 14. Number 13. Ken Griffey Jr., 1990 Upper Deck Ken Griffey Jr. In 1990, a new baseball card company emerged called Upper Deck. Their cards were superior to the other companies' Topps, Donruss, and Fleer. I bought a complete set of 1990 while I collected the Topps in packs, so I only have one of these. But I always wondered what my Upper Decks would grade as, and this is probably the most valuable Upper Deck card that I have. These are in really good condition because I never played with them as I did with my Topps cards. I just kept them in the box. If this one is a 10, it'd be worth $125. Number 13. Moving on to number 12. 1987 Topps Barry Bonds. Recently, I bought a 1987 Topps Butch Weiniger that was graded a PSA 10, and I compared it to this one, and they're very, very similar in quality and condition. So I figured this might also be a 10. Let's see, this is the first regular Barry Bonds card, not from a traded set, but it's not really considered a rookie card. If this is a PSA 10, it's about $233. But it does have a high population, so that might decrease the chances of getting a 10. That's number 12. Number 11. Tom Seaver. I recently bought 2 of these on eBay while trying to populate my Seaver collection. One is better than the other. This is probably the better one. One I got by itself for about $10, and the other one got in a set. I think it was a set of 13 cards and included Seaver, Reggie Jackson, Robin Yount, Brooks Robinson, Willie McCovey, and some other ones. I think even the Tommy Harper was in that one. But I don't remember if this was in that set or if this was the one I bought by itself. But anyway, this is the better condition one. But with the recent death of Tom Seaver, his values are going up in value. If this is a 10, which is probably not, if it's a 10, it's $3,495. This is most likely an 8, which is going for about $75. So that's number 11. We made it into the top 10, ladies and gentlemen. Number 10. 1976 Topps George Brett. This is George Brett's second year card, not his rookie card. I bought 2 of these on eBay, one for about $31 and one for about $2.76. This is obviously the $31 one. And this is the one I would send in to be graded. This has sharp edges and corners. I'm a little worried about the picture quality. My estimated value I have is a PSA 7 for this one, and which would go for $158. But still, that's pretty good for a $31 card. And I still have the other one to keep in my George Brett collection. That's number 10. Moving on to number 9. 1983 Topps Ryne Sandberg. This is a really, really nice card. I got this from collecting it in 1983. This is his rookie card. I actually had 3 of these, and I sold 2 of them to my brother's friend back in like 1988 for $20 each. I estimated this would be a PSA 9. That might be a little generous, but that would make it a value of $81, which is great. But my notes say wait and see what the other 83 cards that I have at PSA getting graded now, what they come back as. I've got a Tony Gwynn and a Cal Ripken Jr. and I think maybe a Nolan Ryan. I'm not sure, but it might be wise to wait and see what those grade as. If this is an 8, it's worth $30, but I really like this Ryne Sandberg card. Moving on to number 8. Here's number 8. This is a 1987 Topps Mark McGwire. This is his first card when he's on the Oakland A's. There is an 85 card, which is considered his rookie card when he's on the Olympic team. But this is his first card with the A's. This is similar to the Barry Bonds card at number 12, which I compared to my PSA 10 Butch Weininger card. It looks just as good. So if this was a 10, it'd be worth $103. But this is a high population card, so it makes it harder to get a 10. So if it's a PSA 9, it drops to $16. So that's a risk. But it could go up in time. That's number 8. Number 7. 1975 Topps Bob Gibson. This was with that set with the Dave Winfield, and I also got a Rod Carew in that set for $6 total. This is an ideal candidate because I don't have a large collection of Gibsons. This is a really excellent condition, and if it's a value that, and even if it comes back as an 8, that's worth $93. So what do you guys think? Is that an 8 or higher? 1975 Bob Gibson. Number 7. All right, moving on. Number 6. This is the 1982 Topps traded Cal Ripken Jr. If you guys are card collectors, you know how valuable this one is. I got a story for this one. As you know, as I said earlier, I got this in the traded set when I wanted to get the Butch Weininger. This is the same set with the Ozzie Smith that was from earlier. This card skyrocketed in value in the 90s, and it was going for about $300, and that was before we had all these card savers and top loaders and one touches and everything. So I took it to Schindler's. I tried to sell it, and the guy's eyes lit up when he saw the card, but then he saw this corner. I don't know if you can see, but the corner's dinged. The set that I bought came like that, with a lot of the cards had a dinged in the corner, and this happened to be dinged, which really sucks. So the guy at Schindler's didn't even want it. So then I was dejected. I'm like, what's the use having a card like this if nobody wants it? It's only as valuable as what somebody's willing to pay for it. But now, if this even grades at a 7, it's worth $174 now. So that would be retribution for me. By the way, incidentally, a PSA 10 goes for $4,750 of this card. So that's number 6. moving on, we're at number 1975 Topps. Nolan Ryan, when he was on the Angels. You guys remember that? I got this on eBay, and the eBay auction at a steal for $11.93. I know you collectors are gasping, aren't you? This is a great card to have graded because even at the lower grades, it's still really valuable. I estimated this would give PSA 7 grade, which is probably likely realistic, right? That's worth $157. The downside of having this graded is this is the only one I have in my collection of Ryans, and so I'd have to send it off and be without it for a while. But I'd still get it back in a PSA case. But yeah. And incidentally, this in a PSA 10 is worth $31,000. I'm just saying. Moving on to number 4, 7 Topps Pete Rose. This is one of my all-time most favoritist cards. I collected this in 1977. That's the year that I still have from collecting the set, as a kid. This is not the one that I got in 1977. This is the one I bought on eBay for $12 with the idea of grading it. It's in super, super great condition. But the downside is that it's not a whole lot of value to it. If this was a 7, which I'm guessing, it goes for $37. If it's an 8, perhaps, it goes for $77. But it could go up in value. I mean, Pete Roses are pretty popular. That's number 4. Number 3, 2001 Topps David Ortiz. I said earlier about the 2001 set. If number 20 on this countdown, Cal Ripken, this is in the same set. So this has just been sitting in a box. I haven't taken it out for 20 years or whatever. So it's in excellent condition. Good shot at being a PSA 10. If it is a 10, it's $304. So this would be a nice card. In addition to that, he's got the Twins connection. My team is the Twins. And he looks like my brother-in-law. So there, all those reasons. A good reason to send it off to be graded. We're down to the top 2. What do you guys think it's going to be? Number 2, 1985 Topps Kirby Puckett. This is his rookie card, although there's a Fleer, I think an 84 Fleer that's also considered his rookie card, but this is my favorite. I didn't collect the cards in 85. I never got an 85 Kirby Puckett. I was bummed about that for many a year. They were too expensive to buy it back then. I think it was $50 just to buy it from Schindler's. I'm like, I'm not paying $50 for it. Anyway, finally got one. My daughter got me one for Christmas. It'd just be cool to have it graded. I don't care what the grade ends up being. Just to have it graded would be kind of nice. If it did happen to come back as a 10, it'd be $655. I doubt it's a 10, but it'd be nice to have one graded. That's all I'm saying. And the number 1 card to have graded is, boom, 2002 Topps Albert Pujols rookie card. See that little trophy? I got this card in 2002 when I bought the complete set after the Twins were near extraction and they ended up winning the division and winning the first round of the playoffs and everything. Also in that set, Joe Mauer, who was a draft pick, and that one is currently at PSA getting graded right now. But Pujols is a guaranteed Hall of Famer, and this is his 2002 card in mint condition. It's never been touched, ladies and gentlemen. It's never been touched. It could very well be a PSA 10, although you can't really assume a 10. But if I have an Ichiro rookie card that's off at PSA, and if that one in Mauer comes back as 10, then you can figure this has a good shot at being a 10 too. This is valued at $390 as a 10, $89 as a 9, but those values would definitely go up when he makes it into the Hall of Fame. I'm just saying. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. That is the countdown, my top 25 cards to get graded at PSA for my second batch, if that ever happens. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it. Watch my other videos for baseball card openings and all that such and fun stuff. Thank you.